Hello everyone, my name is Mimi and welcome back to my channel. I like to talk all things beauty, fashion, and style, and I am super excited to review for you the new Maybelline Lumi Matte Foundation that was just released finally into the United States after being available in Europe and Asia for months. I've had this for a while, I have tested it out, and if you are curious to know what I think about this product, its claims, and its color range, please keep watching. First, let's get into the claims. This beautiful foundation is probably the prettiest packaging I've seen in a foundation in the drugstore in a really long time, if ever. It's gorgeous. It's glass. It's embossed with the word Superstay on both sides. It has the embossment of Superstay across the top. It's silver lettering. It's a pump dispenser and it's gorgeous. I love everything about this. It is so pretty and so appealing and so different. We've had a trend of having very bland packaging, and it's refreshing to see something that's got a little bit of color and is a little bit different than all the other bland generic packaging that's available in the drugstore. And even in high-end, the packaging is very streamlined, simple, and nondescript. So I'm excited about the packaging. I think it's beautiful. Now, it has some claims on the front, and another thing that I like about it is it's got the shade name etched right on the front in black letters. So that makes it easy to find your color. Now, this foundation retails for $14.99. It comes in 24 shades and they have warm, neutral, and cool undertones. It is supposed to be a luminous matte finish. It's what we would call, when I was a kid in the 90s, satin, a satin finish. And it has a lightweight formula. It's 30-hour wear and it claims to be resistant to sweat, water, and transfer proof. So now that you know all the claims, I'm going to be talking about the colors and showing you some swatches. Let's get into the swatches and the shades. As I said before, this comes in 24 different shades. They are broken up into cool, neutral, and warm, with the warm shades being the most available, and the cool shades, they have only 3. And then the neutral is somewhere in between, but they still have less neutral and cool shades than they do warm shades. My undertone is a neutral cool, and so I originally bought 2 cool shades in the medium range. I got the shades 129, which is right here. And as you can see, it's cool, like my complexion, or I'm wearing, see, like there, it's very cool. But the color in the bottle is deceiving because it looks darker than what you get. And here, let me show you what I mean. Let me swatch this. So, that's 129 swatched. It is very light. In the bottle, it looks darker. Not sure you can tell. That's 129. And it is too light for me, even though it's the correct undertone. And the shade actually matches the cool part of my arm, the cool undertone of my arm. This shade is way too light for my face. And then the next shade I got was 322, which looks like it would be a very nice match to my face and my skin. But this shade is actually very, very, very warm. They call it a cool tone, but it isn't. Here, let me show you. And there's nothing in between these two shades. So this is shade 322. Look how deep that is. It's literally a deep golden, cool golden yellow. And there's nothing in between. They don't have any cool shades in between these two at all. That's it. That is a wide gap. Now, the next color that I got was actually the shade 250, and I got this color out of curiosity. I wanted to see if it would work. This is a warm shade, and I can usually get away with warm shades, but this one kind of looks like it's gonna match. But it turns out that it's super, super golden. I mean, super golden. It's super yellow. Swatch this one for you. Look how yellow that is. It's so warm. It's almost in a natural warm yellow. I don't think I've ever come across such a warm shade in a foundation. Now I know this will work for someone, but it does not work for me. So the shade that I am wearing right now and the shade that actually matched me was actually a warm shade, which I am totally surprised by. Let me show you this shade, because I am always a cool, always. So I'm super surprised that this shade is called Warm. This is the shade 220. So there we have 220. There we have 320. I think 322. No, 250. Sorry. No, 322. It's 250. So there we have the shade I'm wearing, which is 220, which is right there. And then we have the next warm shade, which is 250. So this is 220 and it's a warm shade, and this is 250 and that's a warm shade. But look how cool that warm shade is. That's 220. That's one shade deeper than this cool tone, 129. 220 is one shade deeper than that cool tone. Here, let's put that color next to the first one. So that's the first cool tone right there. And that's 220. This is one shade deeper than that one. It's still cool, and yet they're calling it a warm shade. And that is the shade that matches me perfectly. So I would say these colors are kind of odd, and the descriptions are kind of odd. So I would use them as a guide and carry them with a grain of salt, because you might end up being in the warm category when you're cool, or in the cool category if you're warm, because these undertones are kind of all over the place. And when they say cool, they mean pink. And when they say warm, it could be neutral. It's very odd. So those are the colors I have. I hope those swatches helped you, and I'll be back with my final thoughts. Alright, my skin is prepped with its skincare, and before I apply my foundation, I like to use a grippy makeup primer. This one that I'm using is the new one from Maybelline. It's called Grippy, and it's a serum primer. I will be reviewing this in a later video, but I like to apply this all over my face and neck. I find that grippy primers actually make long wear makeups last even longer and be even more transfer proof and wear resistant. So I love them. I haven't formed an opinion on this one yet, so I'll let you know what I think of it in a later video. And I always let this dry down for a few minutes before I go in with foundation. I am a fan of lightweight, natural foundation. I do not look like a heavy, completely made up look. And so I like to apply my foundation using a foundation spatula and a foundation puff. This is a method I saw Korean makeup artists used, and I tried it, and it gives the most beautiful, seamless, smooth finish. So I wanted to show it to you while using this foundation. So a pump, and you want to load the spatula up by cutting it through the makeup, and then you apply it in the planes, the big planes of your face. This smoothly, and you can use both sides to get all the makeup here. I'm using the shade 220, and this is a fantastic color match for me. So now you take your puff and you just puff it in, you just bounce it in. And this gives the most beautiful foundation finish. I'm gonna do one half of my face and I'll show you what it looks like. Look at that. It's one half, just my cheek area. Before, after, look how smooth. This foundation looks so natural. I'm gonna finish up the rest of my face and I will be back. So that's how I apply my foundation, and I literally just used a pump and a half for my entire face, and everything's evened out and light and gorgeous. So I'll be back with all my completed makeup, and I'm going to give you my opinion on how this wore and what I think about the colors and all of that good stuff. I will be back. Final thoughts. What do I think of this foundation? This foundation is beautiful. It's truly a beautiful foundation. It's gorgeous on the skin. I love the way this looks on my skin. It is a long wear. It doesn't transfer, or I haven't had any problems with it transferring or smearing or running. My eyes water a lot, and as they run, I haven't had any streaking or even removal of this. I mean, wipe it off and it looks good. This is lightweight, just as it says. It feels like nothing on your skin. The coverage, I would say, is medium, light. This is not a heavy, full beat foundation. This is a lightweight foundation. You will still see little discolorations and things like that underneath it, but for me, I like that. I like foundations to simply even out my skin tone and not make my skin look like a completely different person. So that's why I like this. There's no scent. The color range is different. So if you can find a color match in this, I highly recommend you try it, because I like it. I like it a lot. I don't know if that's a popular opinion, but I do like this foundation, and it's going to be replacing my favorite, which is the Tier Cushion foundation, only because this is cheaper and I can afford it. I still like the Tier better than this, but this one is so affordable, and I really can't continue to spend $24 on a foundation. So if you like this kind of video, give me 2 thumbs up, like and subscribe. My name is Mimi, and I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.